In the silence of the locker room, as Rachel Torres took off her gloves for the last time, she read that message on her phone once more. The sender's number wasn't saved, but the content was very clear. We need to talk before your final game. It's time you learned some truths. DM. Who could DM be? And what truths was he talking about? Rachel's heart began to beat rapidly. What did it mean to receive such a message on the final days of her 15-year career? There was a knock on the door, and Maya Rodriguez entered, her closest friend, witness to 15 years. But Maya's expression wasn't like usual. She was avoiding eye contact, looking tense. "Maya, are you okay?" "It's like you're hiding something." Maya hesitated, bit her lip. "Rachel, today is your final game. I'm just emotional." But Rachel had known Maya for 15 years. This wasn't just emotion. This was hiding something. And thinking about it together with that mysterious message. "Maya, is there something you want to tell me?" Maya's eyes filled with tears. "Rachel, there are some truths that you'd be better off not knowing, especially on a special day like today." Rachel jumped to her feet. "What truths, Maya? Are you also involved with that mysterious message?" Maya was surprised. "What message?" Rachel showed her phone. When Maya read the message, her face turned white. "Oh no, is he here too?" "Maya, who are you talking about?" At that moment, Coach Williams entered, but he also looked tense like Maya. "Rachel, I need to talk to you. But first, Maya, what are you doing here? I told you not to disturb Rachel on game day." "What?" Rachel looked at both of them in shock. "What are you two talking about? Why am I being kept out of this?" Coach Williams took a deep breath. "Rachel, today isn't just your final game. Some old accounts will also be settled." Rachel's world spun. On the final days of her 15-year career, her closest friend and coach were keeping secrets from her. What were these secrets, and who was that mysterious DM? 15 years ago, when Rachel Torres came to the NFL, she wasn't just a talented young goalkeeper. Behind her was a complex past, a secret love story, and unsettled accounts. Rachel, who was 24 at the time, had a secret relationship with the team's star quarterback Daniel Martinez while playing at the University of Oklahoma during her college years. Daniel was handsome, charismatic, and very talented. The duo could have been the most talked about couple on campus, but there was a problem. Daniel was engaged. Jessica Hartman was the daughter of one of Dallas's wealthiest families. Her relationship with Daniel was an arranged marriage, but everyone thought it was true love. Daniel, however, was secretly with Rachel. "Rachel," Daniel had said one night when they met in the college dorm, "you're the only person who really knows me. The thing with Jessica, this is just what the families want. But you're different." Rachel was in love with him, but this secret relationship was wearing her down. "Daniel, this can't continue like this. Either tell Jessica the truth, or let's end this relationship." "Give me a little more time, Rachel. Everything will change after graduation." But when graduation came, Daniel's choice was clear. He married Jessica and moved to the NFL. He never explained to Rachel, never said goodbye. One day he was there, the next day he wasn't. Rachel had told Maya everything during that period. Maya was Rachel's college teammate and her closest confidant. "Rachel," Maya had said then, "Daniel used you. You were just entertainment for him. Get over this and move on with your life." But there was another secret Rachel hadn't told Maya. After breaking up with Daniel, she had learned she was pregnant. But she had miscarried the baby. She had never shared this trauma with anyone, living it within herself. When she moved to the NFL, she thought she had left this past completely behind. When she met and married Carlos, she had decided never to mention Daniel's name. Carlos never knew about this past. But now, 15 years later, that mysterious message, were DM the initials of Daniel Martinez? And why were Maya and Coach Williams keeping secrets from her about this? That morning, during game day preparations, Rachel had only these questions on her mind. Had the past caught up with her on the final days of her 15-year career? Carlos was also acting strange. He was quiet at breakfast, avoiding eye contact with Rachel. "Carlos, are you also hiding something?" Carlos hesitated. Mi amor, today is your big day. I just want it to go perfectly. But you're different. It's like you're hiding something from me. Carlos took a deep breath. Rachel, sometimes the past comes back, but we shouldn't let this past affect today. Do you also know that Daniel is here? Carlos was surprised. How did you know? So he really is here. Rachel jumped to her feet. Carlos, you knew this and didn't tell me. Rachel, calm down. I just didn't want you to be upset. Upset? Carlos, this man caused the darkest period of my past, and you knew he was here. Sophia entered the kitchen at that moment. The 8-year-old girl heard her parents arguing. Mom, why are you shouting? Isn't today your big day? Rachel looked at her daughter, caught her breath. Yes, mi amor, today is my big day. I'm just a little nervous. But actually, Rachel was boiling inside. Why was Daniel coming after 15 years? What did he want? And Maya, Carlos, Coach Williams, why was everyone keeping secrets from her? That afternoon, when Rachel went to the stadium, she realized the situation was more complex than she thought. In the stadium's VIP parking area, she saw a familiar car. Daniel's car. Seeing him after 15 years was very strange for Rachel. Daniel was still handsome, but he had aged. There were silver strands in his hair, lines around his eyes, and he was alone. Where was Jessica? When Daniel saw her, he approached. Rachel, after 15 years, you haven't changed at all. Daniel, what are you doing here? Your final game. I couldn't miss this. For 15 years you never called, never texted, never asked about me. Why now? Daniel hesitated. Because it's time to tell the truth now, Rachel. Both to you and to Sophia. Rachel's heart stopped. To Sophia? What do you mean? Rachel, Sophia is my daughter. The world was slipping from under Rachel's feet. What are you thinking, Daniel? Sophia is Carlos's daughter. I had a DNA test done, Rachel. Sophia is my daughter. Rachel was literally shaken. How did you have a DNA test done? How did you reach Sophia? Maya helped. Maya? Rachel's voice came out crazy. How could Maya help you? At that moment, Maya appeared. Her eyes were tearful, her hands trembling. Rachel, please listen to me. You betrayed me, Maya, my closest friend. How could you do this to me? Maya started crying. Rachel, I'm married to Daniel. We've been married for 5 years. Rachel's world collapsed. Her closest friend had been married to her ex-boyfriend for 5 years and had kept this from her. How is this possible, Maya? You're my closest friend. You knew how Daniel used you too. Rachel, people change. Daniel has changed. He's not like he used to be. And you two secretly had my daughter's DNA tested. Daniel intervened. Rachel, I'm not talking about that pregnancy. I'm talking about the pregnancy after that. Rachel froze. What do you mean? After you left college, we met once more, remember? That night after the graduation ceremony. Rachel remembered that night. Daniel calling her before his marriage, wanting to meet one last time. That night, Sophia was conceived. But Rachel thought this was the pregnancy from the beginning of her relationship with Carlos. No. Rachel was having trouble breathing. This is impossible. Sophia is Carlos's daughter. Is the DNA test certain? Daniel took out the file. 99.9% certainty. Rachel took the documents with trembling hands. The numbers, the results, everything showed Daniel was right. Does Carlos know this? Maya nodded. Yes, he's known for 3 days. We told him. You told him? Rachel screamed. You destroyed my marriage. You destroyed Sophia's life. At that moment, Coach Williams approached. Rachel, calm down. Let's discuss the situation. Did you know too? I've known for 3 days. Maya told me everything. Rachel looked around. Everyone knew, but she didn't. On her biggest day, in her career's final game, she was facing the biggest secret of her life. When Rachel went home, Carlos and Sophia were sitting in the living room. Carlos's eyes were red. Sophia was looking confused. Carlos, how long have you known? Carlos raised his head. 3 days. Daniel and Maya came and told me. Why didn't you tell me? Because today is your final game. I didn't want to ruin this day. Sophia was looking between them. Mom, Dad, why are you sad? Did I do something wrong? Rachel knelt beside her daughter. How would she explain this situation to Sophia? How do you tell an 8-year-old child, actually your father is someone else? Sophia, mi amor, I want to tell you something. Carlos intervened. Rachel, not so fast. Let's give the child time. Carlos, she also has the right to know. Rachel, think. How traumatic will this be for Sophia? Sophia was looking curiously. Mom, what will I learn? Rachel took a deep breath. Sophia, you know that some families become complicated. You might need two fathers. Sophia didn't understand. Two fathers? Carlos couldn't stand it and left the room. Rachel looked after him. Their 15-year marriage seemed to be collapsing in an instant. That evening, Carlos packed his things. Rachel, I can't handle this situation. Your past, these lies, these secrets. I need time. Carlos, please! We can get through this. Sophia is our daughter too. You raised her. But her real father is someone else, Rachel. And you hid this for 8 years. I didn't know. They also had the DNA test done. But you had suspicions, didn't you? That final meeting with Daniel. You knew the possibility. Rachel was silent. Carlos was right. She had always had a suspicion deep down. Carlos took his suitcase. I'll stay at Maya's mother's for a few days. Then I'll decide what to do. At Maya's mother's? Maya betrayed me, Carlos. She's not our friend anymore. Rachel, Maya is also sorry. She's also in a difficult situation. She's married to Daniel but doesn't want to lose you either. After Carlos left, Rachel and Sophia were alone. Sophia looked at her mother. Mom, why did Dad leave with his suitcase? Rachel hugged her daughter. Sometimes adults face complex problems, mi amor. But we both love you very much. But Rachel was boiling with anger inside. At Maya, at Daniel, even at Carlos. Everyone had kept secrets from her. Everyone had made decisions about her life while keeping her out. The next morning, Maya knocked on Rachel's door. Rachel didn't want to open it, but Maya insisted. Rachel, please, we must talk. Let me explain everything. What is there to explain, Maya? You were my closest friend and you betrayed me. Maya was crying. Rachel, I never wanted it to be like this. Things got complicated. How did this start, Maya? How did you and Daniel get together? Maya sat down, buried her head in her hands. It started 10 years ago. You were happily married to Carlos. Sophia was still little. I was very lonely at that time. My career was going well, but my love life was a disaster. And Daniel? Daniel's marriage to Jessica was falling apart at that time. They were constantly fighting. Daniel became depressed. One day he called, asked for help. Rachel laughed bitterly. And you went and helped. Of course. Rachel, I only tried to help as a friend. But Daniel had changed. He wasn't that old, selfish Daniel anymore. He was full of regret. He constantly talked about you, saying how sad he was about losing you. And you fell in love with him, Maya nodded. It was platonic at first. Then, after he divorced Jessica, we got closer. We married 5 years ago. You lied to me for 5 years, Maya, 5 years. Rachel, I wanted to tell you, but Daniel didn't allow it. He said, let's not upset Rachel, she's happy. But I constantly fought with my conscience. So how did Sophia's DNA test happen? Maya took a deep breath. Daniel always suspected. Sophia's eyes are like his, hair color, some movements. He started thinking, what if? And you got a DNA sample from Sophia for him. Rachel, I didn't take it. Daniel met with Sophia. He took her to the park, took it from her hair while she was playing. Rachel was shocked. Daniel secretly met with Sophia. A few times, Sophia knows him as Maya's friend Uncle Daniel. Rachel angrily stood up. You two had secret meetings with my daughter. This is attempted kidnapping. Rachel, no. He just wanted to get to know his daughter. She's my daughter Maya. Sophia is Carlos's daughter. Daniel is just the biological father. Carlos raised her, stayed by her bedside all night when she was sick. She took her first steps with him. Maya was crying. Rachel, I know. I love Sophia very much too. I'm her Aunt Maya. Not anymore. You have no place in any of our lives anymore. Maya begged, Rachel, please. Don't end our 15-year friendship. I made a mistake, but... A mistake? Maya, you destroyed my life. You ended my marriage. You disturbed Sophia's peace. Daniel wants to officially recognize Sophia. He might file for custody. Rachel froze. Custody case? Rachel, he's Sophia's real father. He can use his legal rights. Rachel's world shook once again. Could she lose Sophia? 4 hours before the game, Rachel was sitting alone in the locker room at the stadium. This was the biggest crisis of the final days of her 15-year career. Her phone kept ringing. Carlos, Maya, Daniel, Coach Williams. Everyone wanted to talk to her, but Rachel didn't want to talk to anyone. There was a knock on the door. Coach Williams entered. "Rachel, the team is worried about you. The players are asking where you are." "Coach, how am I going to play in this condition? My life is turned upside down." "Rachel, you're a professional athlete. You've been doing this for 15 years. "But I've never faced such a crisis in 15 years. My marriage is ending. My daughter's father turns out to be someone else. My closest friend betrays me." Coach Williams sat beside her. "Rachel, I'm going to tell you something, and I haven't told anyone this." Rachel looked at him. "I've also known that Daniel and Maya were married for 3 years." "You too?" "Rachel, listen to me. Maya came to me, told me everything, said she was sorry. I told her, 'Tell Rachel,' but she was afraid." "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because you were happy, Rachel. You had a good marriage with Carlos. Sophia was growing up healthy. Your career was at its peak. I didn't want to disturb this balance." Rachel buried her head in her hands. "Everyone is making decisions for me. Everyone decides what I should and shouldn't know. Rachel, sometimes life is complicated. People make mistakes. Coach, how am I going to play in this condition? My head is all over the place." "Rachel, you've been creating miracles on this field for 15 years. You'll do it tonight, too." At that moment, young goalkeeper Marcus Thompson entered. "Rachel, I'm sorry, but I wanted to talk to you." "Marcus, this isn't the time." "Rachel, I respect you very much. You're my idol. But today is your final game and you look unhappy. I want to help." Rachel looked at Marcus's innocent face. The 22-year-old didn't want to interfere but wanted to see Rachel happy. "Marcus, sometimes life becomes very complicated." "Rachel, I know. My family also broke apart. My mother and father divorced. My father married someone else. I suffered a lot. But football saved me." Rachel looked at Marcus. This young man had also experienced similar pain. "I don't know what I'll feel on the field tonight, Marcus." "Rachel, on the field you'll just be yourself. Your problems, your marriage, your past, none of that will be there. Just you and football." Marcus's words touched Rachel. Maybe he was right. On the field, she would just be Rachel Torres. Everything else would stay outside. 2 hours before the game, Rachel went to the hotel where Daniel was staying. They needed to talk. She found Daniel in the hotel bar. He was sitting alone, drinking whiskey. "Rachel, thank you for coming." "Daniel, listen to me. You may be Sophia's biological father, but she's my daughter. I've been raising her for 8 years. I also want to be her father, Rachel." "Why now?" "Where were you for 8 years?" Daniel bowed his head. "I didn't know Rachel. I had suspicions, but I wasn't sure. Now I'm sure." "So what do you want?" "I want to get to know Sophia. I want to spend time with her, be a father to her." "Carlos is her father, Daniel. You never breastfed her, never changed her diaper, never stayed by her bedside when she was sick." "But she's my daughter, Rachel. DNA says so. DNA isn't everything. Love, care, sacrifice, these are also important." Daniel's eyes filled with tears. "Rachel, I'm very sorry. I'm sorry for everything I did with you, for abandoning you, for causing you pain." "Daniel, the past stays in the past. Now what matters is Sophia's welfare." "I want her happiness, Rachel, but I also want to get to know her," Rachel thought. Daniel had rights, but Sophia's safety was more important. "Daniel, if you've really changed, if you're ready to be Sophia's father, you must do this the right way." "How?" "First talk to Carlos. He's been Sophia's father for 8 years. You can't get into this without his approval." "Carlos won't talk to me. Then you won't be able to see Sophia either." Daniel understood. "Okay, I'll talk to Carlos." "And about Maya?" "Daniel, she was my 15-year friend. You stole her from me." "Rachel, Maya keeps saying she loves you. She's very upset about betraying you. But she still did it. People make mistakes, Rachel. Give us a chance to be forgiven for our mistakes." Rachel looked at Daniel. They were face to face after 15 years, and this time he was honest. "Daniel, don't be hasty about Sophia. This is traumatic for the child." Slowly, with Carlos's participation too, Okay, Rachel. However you want it. 1 hour before the game, Rachel called Carlos and suggested they meet at the stadium. When Carlos came, his eyes were red. He looked sad. Carlos, we must talk. Rachel, I'm still in shock. The child I thought was my daughter for 8 years. Carlos, Sophia is still your daughter. You raised her, you became her father. But her real father's Daniel. Carlos, DNA isn't everything. You heard Sophia's first word. You saw her first step. You were there when every tooth came out. You're her real father. Carlos started crying. But Rachel, I can't live with this lie. You kept this truth from me. Carlos, I didn't know for certain either. I had suspicions, but that's it. You had suspicions and you didn't tell me. Rachel held Carlos's hand. Carlos, please. Don't end our marriage, our family, because of this. Rachel, I trusted you. I never thought you had such a secret in 15 years of marriage. Carlos, I never cheated on you. What happened with Daniel was long before us. At that moment, Sophia came running. Carlos's mother was watching her. Mom, Dad, why are you in separate places? Grandma told me we'd all be together. Rachel and Carlos looked at each other. How would they explain this situation to Sophia? Sophia, Rachel said, sometimes adults make difficult decisions, but we both love you very much. But why isn't Dad at home? Carlos collapsed, sat next to Sophia. Princess, Daddy has some things he needs to think about, but my love for you will never change. Sophia saw the tears on Carlos's face. Daddy, why are you crying? Because you're very precious princess, and I love you very much. Sophia hugged Carlos's neck. I love you too, Daddy. You're the best daddy. At that moment, Carlos's heart broke. Sophia thought he was her real father, hugging him with infinite love. This child was his daughter, whatever DNA said. Rachel, Carlos said, maybe there are other ways to discuss this. What do you mean? Sophia's happiness is the most important thing. If Daniel has really changed, maybe we can find a way. At that moment, Daniel came to the stadium. Sophia was surprised when she saw him. Uncle Daniel, what are you doing here? Daniel's eyes filled with tears. His daughter knew him as Uncle Daniel. Hello, beautiful. I came to watch your mother's big game. Sophia was happy. Really? Mom, Uncle Daniel came too. Rachel, Carlos, and Daniel were all experiencing very emotional moments. Sophia was innocently running between them, unaware of this complex situation. Daniel, Carlos said. There was still anger in his voice, but he was controlling himself in front of Sophia. We need to talk later. I know, Carlos. And I'm sorry for everything. 30 minutes before the game, Rachel was in the locker room for the last time. Her teammates had surrounded her to support her. Rachel, said team captain Jake Morrison, tonight isn't just your game, it's all our pride night. Young Marcus Thompson approached her. Rachel, I grew up watching you. You're going to make history tonight. Maya appeared at the door. Her teammates looked at her coldly because they knew the situation. Rachel, please, can we talk one last time? Rachel hesitated. Maya, this isn't the time. Just 2 minutes, please. Rachel went outside. Maya was crying. Rachel, I don't want to lose you. Our 15-year friendship. Maya, you ended that friendship 5 years ago. I just didn't know. Rachel, I love Daniel, but I love you too. You're both very important to me. Maya, it can't be like this. You made a choice. Rachel, Daniel has changed. He's no longer the Daniel who hurt you, who wounded you. He's a responsible, mature man now. Maya, we're closing this topic. I need to focus on the game now. Maya made one last attempt. Rachel, Daniel loves Sophia very much. He wants to be a father to her, the three of you together. Maya, stop. My family is Carlos and Sophia. Daniel has no place in this family, but he's Sophia's real father. Rachel left Maya and returned to the locker room. Now it was time to go onto the field. When Rachel stepped onto the field, there was a standing ovation from the 75,000-person stadium. Banners, flags, thank you Rachel, slogans. Her family was sitting in the stands. Sophia was clapping her little hands while Carlos was watching with mixed emotions. Daniel was also there, but in a separate place. Maya was beside him. During warm-up, Rachel's mind was on what happened that day. The day her marriage collapsed, she learned her daughter's father was someone else. It came out that her closest friend betrayed her, and now on the field, She was going to play her final game in front of 75,000 people. The first quarter started. Rachel started very tensely, couldn't concentrate. She almost made a mistake on the first shot. Coach Williams called a timeout. "Rachel, where's your head?" "Coach, I can't focus." "Rachel, you've been doing this for 15 years. On the field, there's only you and football." Marcus Thompson approached her. "Rachel, look at the stands. All those people are here for you. Don't disappoint them." Rachel looked at the stands. Sophia was watching her. There was admiration in her eyes. Carlos looked sad, but he was there. Even Daniel. At that moment, something came to her mind. Today wasn't just her final game. Today was also a new beginning, a day to face her past, accept the truths, and look forward. When the second quarter started, Rachel was a different person. She was focused, calm. She made magnificent saves one after another. In the third quarter, while the opposing team was pressing, Rachel displayed historic saves. The stands went wild with every save. The final quarter was the most emotional part. Rachel's every move was applauded. The stadium stood up with every save. In the final minute of the game, a critical position came. The opposing team won a penalty. 75,000 people held their breath. As Rachel stood on the goal line, she thought about 15 years. All the victories, all the disappointments, all the loves, all the pain. Everything had come to this moment. The penalty came. Rachel guessed the right corner and made a magnificent save. Her final critical save was also successful. The stadium went crazy. Her teammates ran to her. The stands went wild. When the game ended, Rachel ran to the stands. Sophia hugged her. "Mom, you're the best. You're my hero." Carlos also came, hugged Rachel. "Mi amor, you were magnificent. Despite everything, you were magnificent." "Carlos, is this how we discussed?" "Rachel, maybe we'll find a way for Sophia's happiness." At that moment, Daniel approached. Sophia ran when she saw him. "Uncle Daniel, did you see my mom's game? She's super." Daniel hugged Sophia, his eyes filled with tears. "Yes, beautiful. Your mother is amazing." Rachel, Carlos, and Daniel all understood at that moment that the solution to this situation lay in Sophia's happiness. "Daniel," Carlos said, "let's talk tomorrow. For Sophia's future." "Thank you, Carlos. This is very important to me." Maya also tried to approach, but Rachel saw her. "Maya, please. Not today." Maya stopped, watched from a distance. She had lost her closest friend, but maybe in time. A week after the game, Rachel, Carlos, Daniel, and Maya came together. Sophia was playing at her grandmother's. She didn't know the situation yet. "This conversation is for Sophia's future," Rachel said. "We'll all set aside our egos and personal feelings." Carlos started. "Daniel, I raised Sophia for 8 years. She's my daughter, but I accept that you also have rights." "Carlos, I don't want to take her from you. I just want to be in her life," Maya intervened. Maybe there could be joint custody?" Rachel looked sternly. "Maya, you don't have the right to speak in this conversation." "Rachel," Daniel said, "Maya is my wife, and Sophia has known her as Aunt Maya for 5 years. Maya created this situation. If it weren't for her, Sophia would never have met Daniel." Carlos intervened. "Rachel, we can't change the situation now. What matters is what we'll do from now on." After long discussions, they reached this decision. The truth would be told to Sophia. Slowly, Daniel could spend time with Sophia twice a week. Carlos would continue to be Sophia's legal father. Rachel and Carlos's marriage would be tried to be fixed with therapy. "What about Maya?" Rachel asked. "Rachel, I missed you so much. Our 15-year friendship. Maya, you betrayed me. Maybe I'll forgive you one day, but not now." Maya cried, but accepted. 2 weeks later, Rachel, Carlos, and Daniel sat with Sophia. The 8-year-old girl was looking curiously. "Sophia," Rachel said, "we're going to tell you something important." "What, Mom?" Carlos continued. "Princess, you know that some children can have more than one father." Sophia didn't understand. "How?" Daniel intervened. "Sophia, I'm actually your real father." Sophia was surprised. "But Daddy is here." She pointed to Carlos. "Sophia," Rachel said, "Carlos is your raising father. But Daniel is your birth father," Sophia thought. So I'm very lucky with two fathers. All three smiled. Sophia's innocence had simplified the situation. Yes, beautiful, Carlos said. You're very lucky. 6 months later, Rachel's retirement ceremony was held. They were retiring her stadium uniform. Her family was in the stands. Carlos and Rachel had saved their marriage thanks to therapy. Daniel was spending time with Sophia twice a week, trying to be a good father. Sophia was very happy to have two fathers. Maya was still married to Daniel, but her relationship with Rachel was still broken. Maybe it would get better in time. Rachel gave a speech. I learned many things in 15 years. Football, life, relationships. The most important lesson was this: life is complicated, but love always finds a way. Applause erupted from the stands. Sophia, Rachel said into the microphone, you're a very lucky girl with two fathers. And I'm a very lucky woman to be your mother, Sophia shouted from the stands. I love you, Mom. That evening at home, Rachel, Carlos, and Sophia had a happy family dinner. Life had become complicated, but love had won. Daniel was also now part of their lives. It was difficult, but possible. Rachel's playing football in the backyard with Sophia when Daniel also comes. Sophia shouts joyfully, I'm playing football with my two dads and Mom. Rachel sees that sometimes even the most complicated situations can be solved with love. Life continues with its new balances, with its new happiness.